quick reminder, this is the Scottish flag, just to not cause any confusion. But right now, I gotta tell you a story about a girl who ain't clowning around. Someone messed up her life, and now she got some beef to grind. God damn it, that doesn't work. Well, she ain't clowning around, and the name of that girl is Foxy Brown. Foxy Brown is a 1974 movie, a blaxploitation 1974 movie that is considered a classic amongst its blaxploitation peers, such as, I was about to say Black Dynamite, but Black Dynamite is more of an homage. What's it called? Dolomite, because it sounds similar to Dynamite. Dolomite, Shafts, and Cleopatra Jones. I haven't seen it yet, but I've saw it in the same shelf where I also got the DVD of Foxy Brown. So I'm definitely gonna watch that next. So this movie is a blaxploit / exploitation movie in the purest sense. It got everything. It got over the top violence. People getting torn apart by airplane rotors. People having their dicks cut off. People having their dicks slapped. People showing their tits. People having their tits slapped. Wait. Did someone get their tits slapped? I don't know. Probably happened. And people getting beaten over the head with umbrellas and shit. Okay, that's not as brutal as the rest of it. People taking drugs, people listening to funky music, all that shit, all that jazz. It's just pure and unadulterated blaxploitation / exploitation. It's the kind of movie that you need to watch if you ever want to get a sense of what the 70s were all about, cinematically speaking. Like this rawness, this complete and utter unapologetic brutality that inspired loads of modern directors, most specifically, obviously, Quentin Tarantino. Even so far that he made his own little blaxploitation-ish movie, which I'll probably have to rewatch one of these days, which kind of flies under the radar every now and again, just because of, it not being... Actually, I don't know. Why exactly is Jackie Brown not as popular as, like, for example, Inglourious Basterds or Django Unchained? I guess Django Unchained is the trade-off, the movie that actually got popular and that could be considered a blaxploitation movie. And yeah, honestly, there isn't all that much else I can say about this movie, but fucking watch it. If you're not necessarily too, if you're a bit sensitive, maybe don't watch it. It's more along the lines of there are loads of slurs being said in that movie without any sort of censorship and without any regard for the person whom they're insulting, and there's legit like loads of really fucked up violence and lots of sex in a positive and negative kind of way. There's a rape scene in there, obviously. Like all that, like if you don't know about that yet, then I'm not sure how you actually came across this video, because if you've heard of Foxy Brown, you probably know that it's an exploitation movie, and exploitation movies are brutal, really fucking sexy, and can be racist, at least like mostly for the antagonists. Obviously, the idea is that you don't necessarily have a protagonist who's a raging racist, and they just kind of do all kinds of shit that normally would be not quite as PC, I guess, which is not me condemning modern movies because they don't do that as much. It's more along the lines of, specifically for that time, it was very much on the daily schedule to do movies like that, to try and get this story told with a low budget but with a lot of controversy. And there's still movies nowadays that do the same thing. It's just that this is not what the Hollywood system would use for obvious reasons. The idea there is that you have a secure formula and you just use that formula over and over again and make more money. That's how capitalism works. That's why movies are more safe nowadays. That's the main point. It has shit all to do with politics, mostly something to do with what gets people into seats. But yeah, watch Foxy Brown if you like, or if you think you're gonna like exploitation movies. And specifically if you like blaxploitation movies, the soundtrack is funky as always. You know, just like Superfly, for example, although it's not as popular. Yeah, no, I don't know what else to say. It's a great movie. Got some ridiculous scenes in there, some really fucking disturbing scenes, and yeah, honestly, I don't know what else to say. It's a great movie, and go watch it. Foxy Brown. I don't know where it streams, but you could probably get the hell's going on with my hair. You can probably find some sort of streaming service that actually does have Foxy Brown. It's a great movie. Yeah, that's kind of it. Really enjoyed it. If you're into brutal, unapologetic, completely off the walls exploitation / blaxploitation movies, go watch Foxy Brown. But once again, it does have explicit. Well, weirdly enough, it has explicit nudity, but that is only female explicit nudity, which you might not say. Yeah, I mean, sure, makes sense, right? Not really. It's just basically tits. Like, what you get to see is tits. What you don't get to see is pussy and dicks. Even though it is highly implied that at least one person gets his dick cut off by the end of the movie. And it just feels kind of weird how they're going like all out with the tits, but none with the pussy and none with the dick, as if to say, no, we're sexy, but we're not a porno. I mean, that's beneath us. We do not do that, even though it's highly implied that lots of people in this movie have sex all the time, be it in the fucking hospital or like at their pad. But what do I know? Seems that there's a certain limit that even 70s exploitation movies weren't willing to cross. It just seems a bit odd. But once again, I'm pretty sure the idea was to get butts into seats by showing tits. Foxy Brown. Foxy motherfucking Brown.